Hello and welcome, everyone. My name is Mark, a trainer here at WEX Field Service Management, and today we're covering customer account management. This webinar will cover your customer list, how to search for customers, merging and deleting customers. We'll look at a customer sync status, how to create new customers. We'll do a customer page overview and look at customer status and referral source, quick actions, billing addresses and locations, settings and preferences, growth potential, attachments, customer timeline, your payments, equipment, maintenance plans, and contacts tabs, how to auto generate customer numbers, and we'll look at the customer's report to view and manage your customers in bulk. We'll do a live Q&A at the end where you'll be able to ask any questions you want and get those answered live on stream. And without further ado, let's go ahead and log into WEX FSM. So today we're talking about customer account management. You will be working with your customers. You'll enter your customers into your system, and then there is a lot of data that you can keep and control for them. And to start, let's navigate to customers. Up in the top left, the main navigation, it's right after schedule. Click on customers, and that will bring you to your customers page. This page will show you your entire customer list. You can search for customers. You can search by name, location, email address, phone number, or last visit date. You also can see the auto sync status. So right here, this column, auto sync status. If you are syncing to QuickBooks, this is telling you what the sync status is for this customer. And the way this works is when you add a new customer into your system, that will sync down to QuickBooks. It will first start in a ready state, and then on the next sync, it'll go into a syncing state. And when that is complete, you will see that this says synced. And then you should be able to see that new customer in your QuickBooks. You can merge customers here as well. If you have two accounts that you want to merge together, you will simply select both accounts and then hit merge. If you are not syncing to QuickBooks, you can just do the merge. You don't have to think about anything. You're just merging them in your WEX FSM system. If you are syncing to QuickBooks, it's very important that you do that merge first in QuickBooks and that you are selecting the same master account. That way, it will be able to see and link up the one-to-one comparison and know where to go when syncing to QuickBooks. So select the master. Anything that is in the merge with master customer profile will be linked. It will be sent into the master customer. And you just need to make sure, and you do have a reminder here that that merge is happening in QuickBooks first. In case you forget, there is a reminder here for you to do that. Once you merge that customer, when you go back to your customer list, you will just see one account. You'll click into there, and anything from that merged customer, you'll be able to find in there as well. You can also delete customers. Select the customer that you want to delete and click delete. Then the main way that you will probably be searching for customers day to day is with the customer search at the top here, which is visible from the other main pages. So, you're doing your job, you're scheduling, you're creating invoices, taking payments, doing your thing, and you will most likely just be using this main customer search here. So if I wanted to look for my customer, Justin Hernandez, he is already in my customer list. I type his name and he will show up here. I would click on this name and it will take me to his customer page. From the customers page here, you can do the same thing. Let's say I wanted to search for Justin. It will come up as well. And you can also just click on his customer name here, and that will take you to his customer page. Now, if you want to add a new customer, you're on the phone with someone, hey, I need a service. It'll be my first time working with you guys. You will want to add them to your customer list. To do this, you will click the red plus button here in the top right and just fill out the information. Now, a couple tips here. It's going to ask you which type of customer is this, residential or commercial. Commercial will allow you to put a business name. Referral source is going to be where did this customer hear about your business? Maybe it was by word of mouth. Their neighbor had a really great experience with you and let them know they need to work with you. Maybe they saw an ad on Facebook, but you can control what these referral sources are so you can tag them properly when you are creating them. To do this, if you want to update the referral sources so you can have custom options here in this dropdown, is to go to Settings, Customers and Scheduling, Referral List. That will bring you to the referral sources page. And there are some defaults that will start in here. But if you want to add more, you simply click New Referral Source, enter where they came from. Maybe they heard about you at a convention that they went to and actually talked to you at a booth or something. But whatever it is, add that here and hit save, and that will add to your list. And then when you are adding the new customer, you will see that in the list here. Also, if you want to add a customer, it does by default require an email. But let's say that you want to add someone without an email. There is a way to do that. You will simply toggle off opt out of marketing emails and opt out of email notifications. Clicking those two, we can see that little red asterisk has gone away and email is no longer required. And you can always add that back from their customer page. When I click save here and I have all the info that I need, I'll hit save. That will save and easily find them. All right, so that is the customers page. Now let's take a look at an example of what a individual customer profile looks like. We have gone to my customer here, Justin Hernandez. I would simply type his name here, search, click, and now that will bring us to this page. In the top right, you have two drop downs. This is the customer status. Are they active? You are actively doing work with them. They are available for you to pull up. If they are inactive, you can set them to inactive. Or maybe you want to put them on hold, and this does something unique. If you put the account on hold, then that will set a reminder anytime you try to schedule with them or do work for them, it is going to prevent you from doing that. A use case for this would be you've done a couple jobs for someone and they have not paid you after many attempts to collect, and you have decided we are no longer going to service this customer until they are settled up with us. And you can just put their account on hold, and then I won't even be able to make jobs or appointments for them. Then when they pay and you are able to work with them again, you can just come back and reset them to active. The referral source that you set will be here, but you can update or change that if you need to. Next, let me just check my notes here real quick. Yes, so next is quick actions. Quick actions are actions that you can do in your system. You can message the customer, which is a two-way texting feature. You can log a phone call. Let's say you're talking to someone and you're actually not going to do a service with them anytime soon, but you do want to document that you are talking to them, maybe take some notes. That's what log a phone call is for. You can schedule an appointment directly from here. Now, most of your appointment scheduling you may just do from the schedule page, and that's great. But if you're already here, you're talking to the customer and they say, "Why don't you come out tomorrow?" That sounds great. You don't have to navigate away from this page. You can just click schedule an appointment, and the same scheduling modal that you would use on the schedule page is right here. You can also leave a note about the customer. This actually comes in very handy. So, number one, this is just a general note. It's open for note taking. You write whatever you want in here. You can assign this note to any of the addresses that they have on file. If it's not set to a location, it will just be available down here in the timeline. If you do assign it to a location, you will be able to find that note in the calls and notes section of any job you create for them for reference. And this little bell right here is, I think, where the real magic happens for this feature. This allows you to bell the note. Belled notes will be pinned to the top of the timeline. So if I come to Justin's customer page, I can just have a running belled note at the top that keeps important information. This may be things like the gate code to get into his community, or that he has two cats that love to run away. So, if you need to go inside, don't let the cats out. Or maybe you want to put filter sizes in here. Anything that is unchanging that you get tired of typing in every single time that you are making an appointment, you can kind of save yourself a little time by belling the note, assigning it to the address that that note relates to, and then any job that I create, it will just automatically pin that note, easily visible for both the office and on mobile. Next is the primary contact. This is the main contact for this account. This, if it's a single family home, residential, this may be just the one person that you're servicing. But you also have a way to add additional contacts, which you can do from the Contacts tab here. Anyone that you want to be able to send a notification to, you would want to add them here. That way they'll be selectable in a dropdown and you can choose them in different scenarios when sending messages from your system. Next, scrolling down, we're looking on the left-hand side here. We have billing addresses and locations. And you may have wondered this, how like this customer owns multiple properties. How do I make sure I can add all of those? That is actually done in the locations section by clicking the red plus button. Enter in the information here and hit save. Just a pro tip for you. When you're adding these in the name, I would put like the name that's going to remind you what is here or who is here. If this, let's say that this is a property management company and they have multiple properties, and then each location actually has different tenants that you're working with, I would put their name here. Maybe it's Bob Smith, and then you'll still see the address. But when you're looking, it'll say Bob Smith as the location name. It could be apartment 101, apartment 102, apartment 103, or in this scenario, rental property. Just another tip here, you can, when you are setting up the location, you have the option to set a default tax group. If you notice that there's a customer that the taxes are not what you want, maybe that you're working with a school and you just would like the default to be 0% for them, but it keeps pulling by their zip code, you can update the default tax group, select what you want, and then when you're creating proposals and invoices, it will default to the tax group you set here. Click save when you're done, and then that will save to this list, and you can have as many sublocations as you want. Settings and preferences. This is just a couple options you have here for preferences for this individual customer. You can update what payment methods you allow from them, their payment terms if they have a preference. Maybe this is a commercial customer and you want to set it to a net 30 or 60, or it's a residential customer and it's due on receipt because you want to get paid right after you do the service. You can mark whether or not they prefer Spanish speaking technicians. You can ask them, hey, would you rather me send you texts or email? And then they have a preferred method they can select. And then they can also choose a preferred technician. Uh, man, Dustin came out and did just the greatest job, like best customer service ever. Please send Dustin every time. You can put that here. And then when you're scheduling, you can actually see what their preferred technician is. And, if Dustin's available, we'll send him out there and keep the customer happy. Growth potential, this allows you to input revenue. Let's say that they have a system and their system on file will be saved in the equipment tab, which we'll look at in just a minute. But you can look at the equipment, determine how much potential revenue you could get if you were to sign them up or you were to sell them a new system, and put this here just kind of as a note, a reminder for you, and projected system replacement year. So you might say, is it time for them to get a new system? Let me check down here. Oh, 2027. Okay, we're getting close. I'm going to reach out to them at the end of the year and see if they would like a new system. Attachments. This is going to allow you to just attach documents. You can click the plus button, select, and then load. Maybe you want to upload some pictures. Maybe you want to upload like a PDF document. This is just a place to keep that. And just know that you will be able to see all attachments, which would include customer attachments, which is what you would be adding from here, not connected to a specific job, or job attachments, which would be added, let's say, from the mobile app. The technician is taking pictures of the job and uploading them to the job. You can quickly view job attachments from here, and it will pull them from the job to place the link here so you can get right into it and see what it is. Next, let's look at the left side here. We have tabs, and all of these tabs are different tools that allow you to do certain things. The timeline, that's going to show you all the jobs in their system. So every time you create a new job, it will show up here. And we would do this through our quick action. That's the very last quick action, create new job form. When I create a new job, I'll just click on this real quick. You will determine the job type, enter in the job name. It says optional, but I highly recommend that you name all of your jobs, because then when you create this, which you have the option to create with an invoice, with a proposal, or without any documents, and you can add later, when you hit save job, it's going to create a new job folder and it will show up in the timeline here. You can get into the job by clicking on the job number here. Or if you're quickly trying to find an invoice or see if someone did an appointment yet for a job, you can click this little red arrow, and that will drop down and show you everything that's inside this folder. So yes, you can click in to go into the job and see what's in there, but to save some time to look at multiple jobs, you can just come here and see very quickly what's inside of all of these folders. Next, let's take a look at payments. So from here, this is kind of the payments hub for this customer. It will tell you their total balance. This will be a sum of all invoices in their system, unpaid invoices. And then you can process a payment, record a payment, and add a credit or refund right from here. These sections down here, we have payments and credits by invoice. So I can see on May 7th, we took a cash payment for invoice 11959-1. Payment plans, if they are signed up for any recurring payment plans, you can see those here. You can store account information. We are PCI compliant, so it is very secure for them to let you put their info into this system. And a use case for this would be if you want to, someone says, I travel a lot. I'm super busy. I know it's hard to get a hold of me. Why don't you just take my card information and you can run payments, as you need. They would just give you either their bank account information or their credit or debit card info. It will store securely on their account and can be used to make payments. And then customer statement history, if you maybe you need to send statements for certain customers, when you send it to them, you'll be able to see those statements here. Equipment, we all know how important it is to document the equipment on location. So you can do that from here. You will click Add Equipment, and you can get super detailed with the equipment. You can put the name, model number, manufacturer number, a description, the serial number, physical location. Where is it? Is it in a confined space? Are there any warranties? And you can upload photos of the equipment as well. Once you do this, you're going to click Save Equipment. That will save it in the Equipment tab. But more importantly, any equipment that you have here, you will be able to also see that equipment info on any job that you create for them in the future. And that's just a great reference point. So if I'm a technician, I'm out in the field, I get to a location, it's my first time here, I have no idea what's inside this building I'm about to go into, but I'm sitting in the truck, let me investigate. I'll click on the equipment tab and all the info I need is right there so I can know a little bit more before I step in and start the job. Maintenance plans, if they do have any maintenance plans, that it will be here. You can do maintenance plan scheduling right from the customer page as well. So today is January 30th. We are within the January to May timeframe to do our maintenance visit for Justin's spring maintenance. And I just am, I'm talking to Justin, hey, why don't we come out next week on Wednesday and we'll come do your maintenance? Sounds great. Click on the calendar here, and now we're scheduling. The benefit of doing it this way is that it automatically chooses the correct job that is connected to the maintenance plan. So you can stay nice and organized doing your maintenance visit scheduling from the customer page. And then just to reiterate, contacts, this is anyone that you want to be able to communicate with through messaging in the system. You'll need to add them right here. All right, so that is our overview of the customer page and how to manage that. Next, we're going to go to settings, customers and scheduling, customer preferences. And that will allow you to auto-generate a customer number. Now, you may not do this. Maybe you do not need customer numbers. And so by default, this will be turned off. Typically, you will be using the job numbers. Each job, your system will auto-populate a new job number, and that is how you will know, what job you're working with. If your business requires a customer number or you have a need for that, you will just toggle this on. And then when you create your new customers, it will assign a customer number to them. Next, let's have a look at reporting. So let's say you want to view customer information in bulk. You would go to reporting. So right here in the main navigation, click reporting. And then the customers report is right here. It says customers. Click on that. Just as a pro tip, anytime you see these little arrows, it's like a little red box with a white arrow in it. What that is saying is you can open this tab in or this web page in a new tab. If I click on customers, it's going to replace the current tab with the new link. But if I want to go to the customers page, I can just click that and it'll open in a new tab. Your system is designed to have multiple instances of this open, and it is smart enough to know as you're making changes on all of the different tabs. But the customer report here, this is just going to have your entire customer list. This will give you some more filter options than what you would have on the customer page. You can search by maintenance plan status. Maybe you want to see if there's anyone who has no active plan, and those are the people that you would want to reach out to try to sell a maintenance plan to. Customer type, customer status. Maybe you're not sure who you have on hold in your system and you just want a refresher so you can see all your customers that you put on hold over time. If you want to download this report, you can set your different filters and then you can export those filtered reports right here. So it looks like a little rectangle, like a TV with an arrow coming out of it. When you click on this, you have the option to download this as an image, as crosstab, aka an Excel file, PDF, or even a PowerPoint presentation. All right, so that is all the information that we have for today's session. I do appreciate you coming. I hope that you learned something. We're going to move to our Q&A now, so get your questions ready. But I just want to say thanks so much for joining. My name is Mark with WEX Field Service Management, and this has been Customer Account Management.